Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day. My day was pretty all right. Today is May 26th. It is Monday. It is also Memorial Day. So happy Memorial Day. Thank you to anyone who has served. You have done a great job serving this country, and I really appreciate it, truly. So thank you for your service. With that being said, we've got a solid amount of news to cover today, a majority coming from the Trump administration. Not shocking as it's a federal holiday. But let's get started. Trump has called out Putin and Zelensky. Trump called out Putin, saying he had gone absolutely crazy after unleashing massive attacks on Ukraine. He even said he was considering new sanctions on Moscow, but Zelensky wasn't safe as he, too, was called out. Trump said on True Social regarding Putin, something has happened to him. He's gone absolutely crazy. I've always said that he wants all of Ukraine, not just a piece of it. And maybe that is proving to be right. If he does, it will lead to the downfall of Russia. Trump criticized Zelensky, saying the leader is doing his country no favors by talking the way he does. Everything out of his mouth causes problems. I don't like it. You better stop. This is something interesting for sure. I feel like this war isn't going to end anytime soon. I wouldn't be shocked if it went on another 4 years, truly. Peace talks aren't doing anything, and Russia can't even maintain a ceasefire for the life of them. So I really just don't see it, unfortunately, ending to anytime soon. I wish it would. I wish people would stop dying. But I don't think, Russia is willing to just give up, and I don't think Ukraine is willing to just release all of their territory, and that's probably gonna be how it shapes up at the end of it. Moving on, Trump made an interesting Memorial Day speech today at a ceremony. Trump spoke today in a Memorial Day ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. Trump said in his speech, "We have just revered this incredible legacy. We salute them in their eternal everlasting glory, and we continue our relentless pursuit of America's destiny as we make our nation stronger, prouder, freer, and greater than ever before. The valor gave us the freest, greatest, and most noble republic ever to exist on the face of the earth. A republic that I am fixing after a long and hard 4 years." Trump told stories of former veterans. This is a big change from what Trump said on True Social this morning. More news coming on that soon. But it is definitely something. Trump has everything because Biden spent 4 years cleaning up all of the mess of just for him to destroy it all. And the fact is, we were never the most greatest, freest, or most noble republic ever, maybe from an inside view, but from an outside view, we did terrible things. We have done terrible things in the Middle East. We have done terrible things really across the world. And it, honestly, truth be had, that's not the right phrasing for that, I don't believe, but whatever. We aren't very noble, truly. And there are things that could be done to change that, but at this moment in time, the United States is not noble. We've done terrible things in the Middle East. We've done terrible things in Asia. We've done terrible things around the world, truly. Moving on, Trump has announced the United States' 250th birthday celebration. Trump has announced a big celebration at next year as the U.S. celebrates its 250th birthday, saying at a Memorial Day ceremony in Arlington National Cemetery, "In some ways, I'm glad that I missed the second term when I lost to Joe Biden, because I wouldn't get to be president for that," referring to the 250th birthday of the United States. He said, "In addition, we have the World Cup and we have the Olympics. Can you imagine? I missed that 4 years, and now look what I have. I have everything. Amazing the way things work out." Next year will definitely be interesting. I'm worried where we'll be by then. I have a feeling these events will be, or the Olympics and the World Cup will be similar to when Germany hosted the Olympics, but, we'll see how that goes. As for the 250th birthday, I figured there would be a celebration anyway, especially with the Trump administration, but we all know with how 250 years works historically with empires, so I just have a feeling that the 250th year of the United States will be an interesting one. No, let's make a prediction. Let's say June 2026, sometime around there, something interesting will happen. That's my prediction. And someone remind me. I don't care what day. What day? You know what? No. Let's say a day. Let's say a day. Let's think about this. What's today? Today is May 26th, 2025. Let's say June 20th, 2026, something interesting happens. I don't know what. Don't know what's going to happen, but something monumental for the United States is going to change that day. Trust me, trust me. I doubt it, but you never know. Someone remind me about that on June 2026 next year. Let's see if I'm right or not. Moving on, Trump pardoned a sheriff who accepted bribes for badges. Trump issued a full pardon to a former Virginia sheriff, Scott Jenkins, who was convicted for accepting more than $70,000 in bribes in exchange for appointing a local businessman as auxiliary deputy sheriffs. Trump said, Sheriff Scott Jenkins and his wife Patricia and their family have been dragged through hell by corrupt and weaponized Biden Department of Justice. Jenkins previously served as the sheriff of Culper County in Northern Virginia for more than a decade before his conviction. He was also accused of pressing local officials to restore someone's right to own a firearm despite convicted felon status. I don't even know what to say to this one. The pardons that Trump have made have definitely been something else. A majority of the people that have been pardoned have done bad things and have rightfully been convicted. Trump, on the other hand, hasn't had to serve any time for his crimes. I don't know if he feels pity, but criminals should be in jail. Hey, even Trump, he should be in jail. He would be in jail right now if he wasn't the president of the United States. Moving on, Trump made a very unhinged birthday memorial post. Donald Trump has wrote the most insane memorial post from any other president ever today, not even mentioning the fallen soldiers, which is the point of holiday. In his post on Truth Social, he says, Happy Memorial Day to all, including the scum that spent the last 4 years trying to destroy our country through warped radical left minds who allowed 21 million people to illegally enter our country, many of them being criminals and mentally insane, through an open-door border that only an incompetent president would approve, and through judges who are on a mission to keep murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and release prisoners from over the world are in our country so they can rob, murder, and rape again. All protected by these USA-hating judges who suffer from an ideology that is sick and very dangerous for our country. Hopefully, the United States Supreme Court and other good, compassionate judges throughout the land will save us from the decisions, the monsters who want our country to go to hell. But fear not, we have made the greatest progress over here in the last 4 months, and America will soon be safe and great again. Again, happy Memorial Day, and God bless America. So 2 facts before I say my piece on this. For one, Biden had a very conservative border policy. He even continued building the wall and cracked down on immigration. So the continued attacks from Trump saying that Biden had this open border really isn't true. If you look back on it, Biden had pretty much a very conservative border policy. Also, 21 million people have not entered our country in the past 4 years. That is an insane thing to say. That is a crazy number. There is not 21 million people coming into the United States through immigration. That is insane. The continued trashing of the American people by Trump and his administration need to stop. It's not only unprofessional, but it proves that he is unfit to be president, because no leader would trash their own people. We forget that if he wasn't in office, he probably would be sitting in a jail cell right now. And I think we all know where he should have ended up at this point. He is not the president of the American people. He is the president of the rich and the people who are too blind to see that he is actively robbing them. Moving on to the final topic today, as we move into the other news segment, federal judges are considering taking security into their own hands. Federal judges are considering a proposal that would shift the armed security personnel responsible for their safety into their hands rather than the Department of Justice and putting it under their control, essentially. The Wall Street Journal revealed on Sunday that the idea of judges having their own armed security details emerged in a meeting between 50 judges around 2 months ago. In the current system, the U.S. Marshal Service protects federal judges and is managed by the Justice Department. This comes after increasing concerns from the Trump administration on how they handle defense and how they treat judges. This is smart. The continued attacks on the judiciary from the Trump administration aren't going to stop. It's better to just put that power in your own hands rather than let the Trump administration have that control. So I hope they go through with this. We need to keep judges safe, as that's one of the last lines of defenses we currently have against the Trump administration. But that being said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you are on YouTube, please consider subscribing. We are on our way to 500 subscribers. Hopefully we can get there eventually. It's always been my dream to be successful here on the YouTube platform, so hopefully we can do so. If you're on Substack, please consider pledging your support. All funds go to me to help me pay for the things that I need to pay for, like food, clothing, all those sorts of things. I'm on my way to college, so all support helps. But if not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support. Wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. Please also check out my Blue Sky. It's basically like a liberal Twitter, if you don't know what that is. Prefer it a lot over Twitter. It's a lot more peaceful than the hellish landscape. So it's where I post out the notifications for these coming out, along with other little bits of information. But yeah, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in tomorrow's episode. Later.